Welcome back, adventurers, to the
Hello.
Questing Hour podcast.
Woo!
Yeah.
Questing hour.
How's it going?
It's going great, actually.
So great. I ask you that as if we weren't just playing Stardew Valley for like 2 hours.
Instead of recording.
But now we're here doing the thing that we were supposed to be doing the whole time.
Yes, spontaneous Stardew, you can't go wrong.
You can't, and then you end up playing like an entire season. But
entire season.
It's so great. It's impossible to stop playing. Okay, I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna go play again.
I'm gonna go play again, actually.
I'm gonna play some more.
I mean, we could still do that Stardew podcast, guys.
Let us know
Stardew lore.
I want it.
We'll just reenact all the cutscenes for every character.
Oh my gosh, yes. We can break them down piece by piece.
We can break them down piece by piece.
Yeah.
Every season will be a different character that we're breaking down.
Yeah. But
obsessed.
This podcast. We had a couple side quests for you last week. I did one. One of them was to declutter your space, clean things out. So I did my dishes. And it was great. I had a great time.
Yes.
I always I hate cleaning when I'm thinking about it, but then I'm like, when I'm doing it, it's like, oh, this is kind of fun, you know? I get like in the groove.
Yes, in the zone.
Yeah.
I last week or earlier this week, I had I put Bridgerton up on my like big huge flat screen, and I just like cleaned my entire first floor while I was watching Bridgerton, and I was like, this is such a vibe.
It's so perfect. Yeah.
It was so good.
Good.
And I also went through my closet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I have to do it. Like I always tell myself, I'm like, if I'm gonna buy new clothes, especially because like the summer is coming, I'm like, I have to go through my things to make sure I'm actually wearing them all. And if I'm not, then I shouldn't be buying, I shouldn't be buying more without getting rid of some. Otherwise, everything's just taking up space.
No, yeah, I completely agree with that. I do the same thing. I'm like, I can't buy more clothes if half the things that I already own, I don't wear.
Yeah, so it's like I make sure to donate them first or like put them together. So I had to go through my closet because I bought some. I've been really branching out in my style because I feel like in high school and into college, I didn't really like explore. Like I never had the opportunity to explore my style.
Yeah.
Like I was so insecure as a teenager that I didn't feel like I could branch out. So I literally just wore like leggings and hoodies or t-shirts like all the time. Which I'm sure is not a rare experience.
Oh, yeah, no, I was that way too, yeah.
So, like, when I got to college, I was like, okay, I would like to start branching out a little bit. And I kind of did, but still at the same time, like, it was a way, like, I was finding ways to cling to my comfort zone.
Yeah.
So my outfits weren't actually changing. It was just like, I was wearing leggings with, like, a different kind of top, and it wasn't a t-shirt, but it was still my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And now that I'm an adult, I'm like, I don't want to keep dressing like I'm in high school. And I feel like I haven't had the chance to fully explore and branch out and like maybe appreciate my body the way that I should be by dressing nicely. And so like that, like, I know that I've talked about this before in the podcast where I purposely like dress up and I get dressed and I do things like like I have something to do, even if I have nothing to do, because it makes me feel good. And so one of those things is buying clothes that I'm like, I used to would not have looked at first glance at all. Now I have like better fitting, like tighter clothes. I have skirts, I have dresses, and it's like stuff that I would never normally wear, but I'm trying out a new style of clothes and I'm trying to be a bit more open and exciting and expressing myself that way. And it feels good to just not wear black clothes all the time.
Literally.
And like, I'm trying to go for like a whimsigoth vibe. Like, I want you to think I'm a dark forest witch. Like, and when you look at me, you're like, she will curse me if I say the wrong thing. Like, that's what
Yeah.
That's the vibes that I want to give off. So I'm like,
I love that.
I'm trying to slowly curate all of the pieces of my clothes. But since summer is coming up also, I'm like, I don't want to sit here wearing leggings all summer.
Right.
So branching out my wardrobe.
That's so
I had to clean my closet.
Yeah, you gotta get rid of all that stuff that you don't want to look like anymore and get a whole new Ari in that closet.
Exactly. And I know that like spring cleaning is such a common thing, but I'm more of like a summer summer winter cleaner
Yeah.
instead of spring fall cleaner.
Hmm.
So
Because
yeah.
that's like when you actually get your like your summer wardrobe out and then your winter wardrobe. So
Yeah,
you get to see all
like
this stuff that you've been like keeping in storage, and you're like, wait, this is not who I am this summer. I'm a different
mm-mm,
person now. That's
mm-mm.
how I was when I got out all my summer clothes. I was like, this is not. I'm a different person this summer.
Who is
I need
this?
a new summer wardrobe.
Yeah. I mean, some things can definitely like be kept because like,
Hmm.
you know, I can wear them like for certain things, but I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I haven't worn this in a hot minute. Let
Yeah.
me actually look at this and be like, am I gonna wear it within the next 10 days?
Right. Yeah. That's very smart.
What was that woman that was like it was really popular for me, like the
Marie Kondo. Yeah.
Marie Kondo.
Like if it
Didn't she
doesn't
write a book
spark
or something?
joy,
It
yeah,
doesn't spark
you
exactly.
gotta get
And
rid
I
of it.
remember like that was the whole craze. Like I remember
Hmm.
people talking about it on TikTok and stuff like that. Just
Yeah.
like Marie Kondo in your life. That's really what you
Hmm.
got to do.
You
Like
really
when you
do.
look at
Yeah.
this thing, does it spark you joy
And if it doesn't, it's
deep
just gonna sit in your
inside?
closet for the rest of time, and you're gonna look at it and be like,
Seriously.
"Man, I should wear that," and then you pick something else every single day,
Seriously.
every day.
Like I go through so I always go through my stuff every couple of months. But
Hmm.
there are some things where I'll look at it and be like, "Oh, a couple of months ago, I was like, do I want to keep this?" And I didn't touch it in the last 3 months. So
Yeah,
why am I still keeping it?
right. You're like, I gotta get
Like
rid of
I
this.
have to get rid of
Yeah.
this. Horrible.
But yeah, it's a good thing. Clean out your stuff. Get rid of
It
stuff that isn't
is.
serving you anymore.
Refresh,
Yeah.
renew.
Hmm.
And decluttering your space will give I so like the reason why I like to donate things because like it feels so much nicer to give the objects like new life
Yeah.
because like I know that I like to go like thrifting and stuff like that to
Hmm.
find things that I need for my house or like missing like wardrobe pieces and
Hmm.
whatnot. But you know, some people like live off of things like, you
Yeah.
know, other people's donations and you know those are the cheapest best options for them,
Hmm.
and why throw something away when you can just give it a new life to someone who will appreciate it more and it may spark
Absolutely.
joy for them.
Yeah.
And you know it's
Hmm.
so much nicer and environmentally friendly to
Literally.
donate
Yeah.
things.
Yes. Please don't eat things. Don't throw them away.
Yes, please donate.
Yeah, I try to buy used as much as possible just because I feel like when I'm buying new clothes, I just feel so bad. Like, not that it's bad to
Yeah.
buy new clothes, like everyone needs new clothes, but I'm like, somebody like there's so many clothes out there. I could find the
Mm-hmm.
same thing at a thrift store and
Yeah.
not have to, put new toxic chemicals into the ocean or whatever. And
If
it's probably
I
cheaper.
It yeah, it
Hmm.
most likely is. And then also like I remember there was this one time that I think you and I went
Hmm.
thrifting one time and we found like a whole bunch of clothes that were from Target. Like the
Yeah, yeah.
Target brand
Hmm.
of clothes.
Oh my
We
gosh,
were like,
yeah.
why go to Target and pay triple the price when
Hmm.
I could find something exactly the same or if
Literally
not
the exact
very
same. Yeah.
similar and probably better quality,
Yeah.
you know?
No, there's a lot of stores that are just basically retail store overstock. And so they just get
Yeah.
all of like the leftover product that they don't sell and they put them in these stores instead of just like throwing them away. Because a lot of stores will just dump their product if it doesn't sell within like the season. But all of these overstock stores have started popping up and selling all of their leftover stuff for very, very cheap. And there's one in my hometown that does exclusively Target stuff. It's just like a second older
I
Target.
love that.
It's
It's
just so
it's
great.
just an old Target.
It's like, yeah, it's like last season's Target, and it's perfect because I don't care what
I
season the clothes are
love
from.
that.
If it's cute, it's cute.
Yeah, if it's cute, it's cute.
If it's cute, it's
Exactly.
cute. Yeah, I so I got the
I'm gonna
cutest
wear it
little
when I want to wear it.
shorts. Got the cutest little shorts that were like $25 at Target. I got them for like $5. My little orange frilly
Oh,
shorts. Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Oh, those are so cute.
Yeah, and then they're like 7 pairs of Target brand underwear for $1. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing that. I'm doing that.
Yeah, I'm
I need
shopping.
that. And I'm digging through this bucket. I'm like, oh, I need it. I need it.
That reminds me of like, okay, there are so many things that are like this. I think there's
Mhm,
this thing that's like 5 hours away from me
mhm.
where they take like forgotten mail and packages and you pay
Yes.
$5 like whatever package you're getting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Big or small, it's $5
Hmm.
and you don't know what's in it, but it's like forgotten leftover packages that
Yeah.
would otherwise go to the dump. And
Hmm.
people can buy them and either use whatever's in that. Like you don't know what's in it. It
Yeah.
could be like a really expensive handbag or a
Hmm.
console or
No, yeah, I've
something
seen
like
people get like
cheap and
AirPods
silly.
out of those. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Hmm.
I'm like, I would drive 5 hours to do that.
Right?
Like
It's sounds so
order
fun.
for Amazon when I could just buy
Yeah.
someone else's
Okay.
mail?
Let's find one in between us and we'll meet in the
And
middle,
we'll
you
just
know?
meet in the
Yeah.
middle.
That sounds so fun.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That is the dream.
I know.
But as we're talking about repurposing and reusing things, we are coming to the end. We talked a bit about this last week, but we're coming to the end of the hero's journey, of
We've
course.
been journeying it up.
We've been journeying it up. Like I said, we did talk about this a bit last week
Mhm.
because we were talking about atonement of the Father.
Atonement. Very dramatic stuff.
Whatever that means. I already forget.
I already forget. No, it's reconciling the old world with all your new mindset that you
Yes,
picked up along
yes.
this hero's journey. Yeah.
Thank you, Maggie, for the
You're welcome.
refresher.
And that's what it was about. Go watch it if you forgot.
And that's what it was about.
And that was
Anyways,
it.
catch me watching last week's episode, y'all.
Yeah, all right. We're gonna have
Forget
to
what
do
my
like
own words are.
here's what you missed on Glee of our old episodes.
Here's what you missed on Glee. Yeah, so reconciling your, this new world with your old world and kind of finding a way to blend them together. And one of the ways that you do that is through the reward that you get for going through this long journey in the magical world. You get some sort of reward, whether that is the lesson you've learned along the way or a magical elixir. And you're bringing the magic back to your ordinary. You're leaving the like initiation stage where your trials and errors and enemies have you have fought and won, and you have received the treasure chest that was hidden in Davy Jones' locker.
Yeah.
And you're bringing all of this magic back to you in the ordinary world. You have come to terms with the fact that you are changed and that your ordinary world is not not going to be the same now. And you have a better understanding of the outside world, the magical world that is around you and outside your bubble of existing.
Yes, absolutely. So, according to screencraft.org, there are 5, I'll make sure it's 5. Yes, there are 5 different types of rewards that we see in a lot of media. And so I'm going to read those to you, and you are going to let me know what pops into your head when I say them. So, the first type of reward that you can get at the end of your hero's journey is a special weapon.
Special weapon?
Special weapon.
Ooh.
Yes. It is the sword, in quotes, that will defeat your greatest conflict within the story.
Oh.
And it is considered a physical manifestation. So this is something that is like, something tangible that you get at the end of your journey. I think the first thing that pops into my head is in the end of Thor, the first movie, Thor, he gets his hammer back. And that's just like the physical representation of like his strength and power. And he gets to keep it. Yeah.
I was thinking the scene in Star Wars where Kylo and Rey swap the saber, and he gets the Jedi saber instead of a Sith saber.
That is a very good physical manifestation. Yeah, that is a good secret weapon.
I'm not a big fan of the new trilogy, but that scene,
chills every time.
It's so good.
Oh man. Oh,
but
so
yes,
good.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So how could that apply to our real lives and the journeys that we're going on?
So that could apply in a sense that, for example, anything you're saving up money for.
Yeah.
If you're saving up for a car and you have been, creating good habits and putting money aside or taking out, whatever your goals that you decided at the beginning of this journey of our podcast.
Yeah.
Whatever those goals are, those SMART goals that we talked about and the steps you have taken, if any of those things have come to fruition, or if you've gained followers, if you've gained, financial stability, those would be your physical manifestations of, what you have been working towards, what you have accomplished, and what you've gone through, despite, the world still functioning around you.
I think also for creatives, I know a lot of you specifically and a lot of our listeners are doing creative quests. And a physical manifestation would be your published book. And one of my friends that is a very good listener, I love you, Redacted. They
Love you,
just wrote, love
redacted.
you redacted. They just finished a screenplay that they were working on, and they said that that was their main quest, and they just wrote it,
Yes.
and it is fantastic. It is so
Oh my
good.
God, wait,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
What are they gonna do with it?
I don't know. It's also a musical, and I'm helping write it a little
Wait,
bit.
that's so
I know, and
exciting.
it's so great, and I'm so proud of them because
I
they have
love
like, I was
that.
like, whoa, you have like a finished, tangible piece of art that you
A
created on this
thing.
journey. Yeah,
Yes.
it's so exciting. So just those like those things that you can hold, and you're like, I did this, I made this, I worked hard, and this is what I get to take with me on my next journey
Oh
to
my
prove to
gosh.
myself that I could do it again. Yeah,
Yes.
it's so
That is
cool. I know
incredible.
it's awesome. Shout out redacted. I don't know if
Shout
you
out
want me saying your
redact.
name.
Love you, redacted.
Love you redacted. Love you redacted.
Another example would be a college degree, a high school
Exactly. Yeah.
diploma,
Hmm.
whatever, like those things you put all those years of work and time for. Those are
Hmm.
examples. Or getting a promotion at work. I mean, it's kind of the promotion idea is not tangible, but the new job and the financial
The
bump is
raise. Yeah.
tangible.
The
The
raise is
raise.
tangible. Yeah.
um what's it called, even something like, I know this is a little out there, but this is a tangible thing.
Mhm.
Giving birth to a baby.
A
You put in
baby.
that 9 months of work,
Yeah,
research,
that's a
learning
hard
how to be
quest.
a parent. It's a hard quest, and the
Yeah.
physical reward is your
A
little
little
baby
baby.
that you get to love and cherish
The baby's
forever.
this small.
It's this big.
It fits in my hand. I don't have a lot of experience holding babies.
What, you hold them like
Is it
this, it gets
this big?
it's just this.
But yeah, that's your tangible reward that you've worked so hard for. I love that.
So those are all examples of tangible rewards,
Yes.
guys. I can't
Number
believe your friend
two.
wrote a screenplay. That is so
I
cool.
know, it's like it's so great. It is
That's
so
so
good. I
exciting.
cannot wait for them to share it with the world. It's gonna be
I
great.
cannot wait.
Yeah. All right. Number two. Reward number two is an elixir. Ooh, so magical, so mystical. So an elixir is a magical or medicinal potion that can heal a wounded ally or land. So what I'm gathering from this is it's less tangible and it's something that heals the wounds that you either collected throughout the journey or the reason you went on the journey.
Hmm.
So like obviously in what is it? Parts of the Caribbean. I think it's the fourth one with Penelope Cruz.
Yes.
She like drinks that thing to save her and then her like dad dies. But like
Hmm.
that's a very literal term of elixir. But like in
Yeah.
our real life, this could be, like going to therapy, something that's like healing your insides, and it's not tangible, but it's something that is, you work on your quest, and then you go to therapy, and you're healing all these wounds that you gather. So I
Hmm.
think that is a good example.
Yeah. It, like, going back to our deep episode talking about the darkest night of the
Yeah,
soul, you
yeah,
know, in those moments where you find out, like, you kind of realize how important certain things are,
hmm,
and what you have left of yourself vulnerably. You
hmm,
kind of That's where you can kind of see all those wounds. You can
yeah,
see your problems, your relationship struggles, the things that could be better, and the elixir is kind of what you've learned in order to change those things,
hmm,
to, whether it's communicating better, whether it's being a better partner, a better, sister or friend or whatever,
hmm,
because you were able to see those dark wounds that you had
yeah,
in the very beginning and
hmm,
kind of carried with you, and changed your personality or affected your behavior and who you were. And
yeah,
now you're able to be like, oh, you know what, I on this journey I learned how to express myself, I learned how to set boundaries,
yeah,
and that way I can
hmm,
communicate better to rectify these
hmm.
relationship wounds, or these self-hatred wounds that I carry with me.
Yeah, it's kind of like in my head, it's like a magical key that unlocks that part of your life that you were kind of missing. Like you said, like
Hmm.
all of that knowledge and those things, you're like, oh, I realize I need to fix this. And
Yeah.
just that elixir that you find along the way is
It's like a
like that
sudden realization, like it
unlocking that
clicks in it.
door
Yeah.
to, yeah, to be like, oh, this
Like,
is what I need to
oh,
fix,
wait,
and I
yeah.
can do it. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it definitely like it can manifest into tangible things, but the
Mm-hmm.
idea of the elixir is more on a subliminal subconscious level.
Yeah. It's not like a hammer that you can hold. It's like
Yeah.
it's inside because you drink the elixir, so it's inside you.
Yeah. Changes something in
This makes
there.
sense. This makes sense.
Getting there.
All right, number three, the third reward feels pretty self-explanatory. Knowledge.
Oh, I thought you said feels pretty. I was like,
It feels
oh.
pretty.
Okay, we gain
Number
confidence.
number three, we gain prettiness. A spoiler alert, we already had it.
Spoiler.
But knowledge, you learn something along the journey,
Of
as all
course.
great heroes do.
Of course.
Yeah, I feel like that one's pretty easy. I don't know. So, Ari, what's something you've learned along this journey?
Okay, I guess something that I've learned is
Hmm.
really like it feels so cheesy to say, but I'm
Yeah.
like I could do it. Like we could do it.
We can
Like
do it.
Maggie and
Hmm.
I have been recording these for a few months now,
Hmm.
and we're not super viral or popular yet or anything. Like
Yeah.
we don't get money for this,
Hmm.
but we still remain consistent and take out the time to record these things and be serious about it and
Hmm.
pursue this because this is something that we are passionate about and like want to do this together and go on this
Hmm.
adventure together. And despite it being like kind of overwhelming at times, especially because I know that we have real life things going on
Yeah.
and like other stuff we're working on,
Hmm.
it's like it can be so overwhelming, but like I'm proud of us for keeping it going. Like we have so
Yeah.
many things we're planning on in the future,
I know,
and
y'all
it
aren't
just
even
gets
ready.
me like you guys are ready. Like it just gets me so
I
excited
know.
because I'm
Hmm.
like, we did this. This is
Yeah.
our podcast. It's on Spotify.
We're on spot. I was thinking about that today. Oh my gosh. No, when I was
We're on Spotify.
posting, I guess it was last week's episode now. When I was posting it, I was like, yo, I'm literally posting on Spotify. And I've been doing it consistently since April. I was like, we're
Exactly.
freaking
And I'm
doing
like,
this.
we're freaking doing
It's
this.
so exciting. Yeah.
And it just like makes me feel so like proud of
I
us because I
know.
know that we're such creatives. Like ever since
Hmm.
we have known each other. That's just been our thing.
Yeah, that's our thing. Yeah.
It's literally our
Hmm.
thing. And it's just I'm so proud of us. And
I
I think about it
know.
all the time and I'm like, wow, I can't
Look
believe
at us go. Look at us go. Yeah, I love
but
that.
yeah, that
Hmm.
is so I definitely have gained confidence. I know we were just
Yeah.
joking about confidence, but I definitely have
For
gained
real. Yeah.
confidence from this and
Hmm.
it has given me like more drive and
Yeah.
motivation
Hmm.
and it's made me want to learn more about editing.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
I guess like with knowledge there also comes like more, it's like what is it? It's like, when you ask a question and you end up having more questions than answers.
Yeah.
And it's like, with knowledge comes more knowledge that you need to seek out. Like the knowledge never ends because knowledge
Yeah.
is always evolving and changing.
Hmm.
And the way that, we perceive things and who we are is always changing. And
Hmm.
so the way that we're seeking this knowledge and learning is always evolving. So the
Yeah.
knowledge never ends.
I love that so much.
What
Oh,
have you
I was
learned,
I was
Maggie?
okay, so I was looking for a quote that when you were talking.
Oh,
Albert
yes.
Einstein, I was like, somebody said this. Somebody very smart said this. But it was Albert Einstein, the smart guy.
Oh, the smart
Yeah,
guy.
but he said the more you learn, the more you realize that there's more to learn. So
Yes.
like as we gain knowledge and we do more things and we realize like what we love to learn about, more things are gonna pop up that we want to learn. And that's kind of the whole
Yep.
cyclical journey of the hero's journey is we figure out one thing and
There's
then
just
it
more
sparks us to
things.
figure out something else. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's kind of like, with the stuff that you've learned in this first cycle, like
Hmm.
you know, the same with knowledge, you realize like, oh, I can use these things that I've learned to
Hmm.
help carry me forward in
Yeah.
order to learn more,
Hmm.
and it's exciting.
I know. It's so exciting.
I love that. But
Yeah.
yeah, and they always say like knowledge is power.
Oh
The
yeah.
more you know, the better you can communicate, the better
Grow.
you can
The
grow.
more you know, the more you grow.
I thought you said bro, and I was
Grow.
the more you know, the
Yeah, the
more
more
you
you
grow.
grow. The more you grow, bro.
The more you grow, man.
That's so good.
Yeah, okay. Knowledge, that's solid.
Yeah.
You said there's
Number four.
5?
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's just number 3. Number
Number
4.
4.
Experience.
I love experience.
Right? Sometimes protagonists have to experience an event or moment that opens their eyes and gives them the confidence they need to prevail. So, and I mean, this is like, um, okay, the example that this gives is the Matrix when Neo, like, realizes that he's in the Matrix. Just experiencing all the things that he can learn kind of opens his eyes, and that's the reward at the end, is when he realizes he can do whatever he wants because he's in the Matrix.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I think how I would interpret this into my own life is it's not like a specific event. And I think I kind of had one of these events recently. I told you about it. I told you that I successfully got all my friends that don't hang out to hang out.
Yes.
Yeah. And I kind of realized, and this goes back to knowledge when I was thinking about my quest at the very beginning of the podcast. We made our like main quest, and mine was like to advocate for myself and be a person that, does what I want to do. And I realized in this event, okay, Ari?
He's climbing up my leg like a tree.
Milo, what are you doing? I'm telling a story.
Maggie is talking.
Anyway, and I realized I was trying to get all of my friends together, and I was like, man, I wish we could all hang out. And I realized, like, if I want to hang out with these people, I'm gonna have to ask them to hang out, and I'm gonna have to like put in the work. So that was kind of my experience in this event was like, oh, when you put yourself out there and you advocate for yourself and tell people what you want and tell people like, hey, I'm excited to hang out with you. Things are gonna like it's gonna work out for the better. You just have to, put yourself out there. And that was what I experienced, and that was the experience I gained.
I
Like
love
the more
that.
you advocate for yourself and like let people know that you're thinking of them and you want to hang out with them and be their friend, the more they're gonna, hang out with you and be your friend.
And it all worked out.
It all worked out, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you really just gotta put yourself out there.
You really do. And that is what I've been learning throughout this whole quest. I was like, man, oh, I really wish I could text this person. I really wish this person would talk to me. Why don't I talk to them?
Sometimes it's gotta be that way.
It really does. I don't know.
Like,
I've just been so much like, I don't care if it's weird to text people first. I'm gonna do it. Like, I don't even care if I get a response. Like, I said what I need to say, and I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna make plans even if nobody shows up because I want to invite people places.
yeah, if
That's
they don't want
yeah,
to come, that's their
that's on them.
loss.
Yeah,
That's on
that's on
them.
them. I did all I can do, and it feels really
Exactly.
good just not worrying about the results and just doing what I want to do because I want to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so strange, like, because I feel like personally, like, my thing that always holds me back is like, oh, like, what if they think I'm pushy, or what if they think I'm weird, or like, what if they don't want to hang out? And like, it's just like that human fear of
Yeah.
rejection. That is my microphone. Um, it's that human fear of rejection. Stop, please.
Oh my gosh. He's so cute. Ari, love that baby. Love him. Oh my god.
Like, half sitting on my keyboard,
Oh,
on my mouse. He's like
he's so cute.
wrapped around me like a tree.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
This can go on the podcast. This is Milo, guys.
Yeah, we
For
love
those of you
Milo.
who don't
He's our
know,
baby.
he's the biggest baby, most
Hmm.
spoiled in the world. He's
Oh
the
yeah.
only cat in a house full of dogs.
Hmm. He's an angel. He's a prince. He's so needy.
So needy. Literally, when you were talking, he was knocking stuff over behind
Yeah.
me. I was like, "Are you serious?" And then he came over, and started like
Hmm.
hanging from my leg
Oh
with
my
his
gosh. Yeah.
nails. I was gonna give you an example. I don't remember if I said this in last week's episode. But I ran into a customer
Hmm.
who started talking about her podcast.
Yeah.
Her daughter had a podcast.
Oh, nice.
And she was shopping for her daughter.
Hmm.
She was shopping for her daughter and trying to buy her something
Yeah.
nice. And we started talking about her daughter's podcast. And then I was telling her how, I had a podcast and how my friend Ori has a podcast.
Hmm.
And like her and I, like, there's a line forming, and her and I are just like chit chatting like nothing.
I love that.
But like I gave her
Mhm.
some like information about Redacted's business.
Yeah.
And like was sharing cards and talking
I
about all
love
this. And I was
that.
like,
Yeah.
this is a good example of like networking and just like
Hmm.
taking the shot and like putting it out there.
Yes. Yeah.
And you know,
Mhm.
I told a couple people about how I published the book and they bought
Yes.
it.
That's
And I
so
was like, oh my gosh,
oh my
okay. Like
gosh. That's
you
so
said,
cool.
like you gotta like what is that? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take,
Yeah.
and that is like a perfect example of just like putting yourself out there. And if like
Hmm.
if people don't want to come, like that's on them. You could still have fun without them. You could still go
Right.
do these things whether they
Hmm.
want to be a part of it or not.
Hmm.
And you know, you're not really missing out on anything if you still go have fun and do it. They're missing out on the opportunity for the experience.
Right. Go, I'd much rather do something by myself knowing that I asked somebody than do something by myself wishing that I had asked somebody.
Exactly, because the
Yeah.
worst they're gonna say is no.
No. And then you're like,
You
okay,
know,
whatever. I'm gonna do it anyway. Yeah.
like we like right before COVID hit in
Hmm.
March 2020,
Yeah.
Or February 2020,
Hmm.
we were like, "Hey, Maggie, let's go to Disney World."
Yeah.
And Maggie was like, "Okay, yeah."
Yes.
And we drove 9 hours
We
and
did.
went to.
Yeah.
We were
Hmm.
gonna go without Maggie,
Yeah.
and then it was like, let's invite Maggie. I was
I
like,
love
if
that so
anyone's
much.
gonna say yes, it's
It's
gonna
me.
be
And I did
Maggie.
say yes.
And she
Yeah.
did. And we
Hmm.
spent 4 days in Florida
Yeah.
and Disney
Hmm.
World.
Yeah. And on the other side of that, I was like, okay, I could not go and, be responsible and sit at home all weekend and do my homework.
Do your homework.
Or I could have a once in a lifetime opportunity with my best friend and seize the freaking day because I
Don't
can.
regret it. Don't
And
regret
I
it.
don't regret it one bit.
It
And
was so fun.
it was the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was just thinking like if you don't take those chances in your life, you're gonna miss out. And I would much rather do something and realize, oh, that's not for me. Like I don't want to do that again,
Yeah.
than constantly wonder what it's like to do that.
Yeah. And you're
Mhm.
not going to know the things that you like or don't like, or
Mhm.
you're not going to grow unless you know yourself. And how are you supposed to know yourself if you don't put yourself in situations that are, out experience comes from
Yeah.
outside of your comfort zone because
Mhm.
of your comfort zone is something that is stagnant. It is the same for
Yeah.
you because that's why it is comforting.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how can you gain experience from that and learn and grow and know yourself
Mhm.
if you're not gaining any experience?
I love
I
that.
didn't know I loved roller coasters until I went on them.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
I am adrenaline
Mhm.
addict. Like I
Yes.
love roller coasters.
Yeah.
Even if I'm like shitting my pants terrified, I will
Mhm.
still go on a roller coaster
Mhm.
because I'm like I won't know if I can never ride it again,
Mhm.
and I'll just be stuck wondering if I'm
Mhm.
too scared or not, or if so like 5 seconds of courage and like not letting fear hold you back is so important.
Exactly. And the same thing for like applying for jobs. Like I was scared to accept the position I'm in now because I was like, oh, what if I'm not good enough? What if I can't be mean to people because I have to be in charge of them or whatever?
Yeah.
And I was like,
What if I
no,
had to step up?
yeah, sounds fun. I'm gonna gain experience, even if I don't like it. Like it's something new at least. And then I tried it and I love it. It doesn't pay well, but
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I never would have had that experience if I just said no.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I always think about this too because, the podcast is a perfect example of that. I'm like, who the heck would want to listen to us talk? Who would want to listen to me say anything?
Me.
I'm like, but if Maggie has 100 fans, I am one of them. If Maggie has 10 fans, I am
I'm
one
one
of
of
them.
them.
If Maggie has no fans, I am
I'm
dead.
dead.
No, but like it's just like the same thing with like streaming. Like when I was in
Hmm.
high school, I remember being like, I want to be like YouTube famous. I want to go
Yeah.
on adventures and
Hmm.
vlogs, and they make life like so exciting and
Yeah.
worth living. And I started streaming and I was so freaking nervous.
Hmm.
And like now my community and I have like regulars and people
I love
who
that.
are
Yeah.
surrounding me, and I have so many, like I've met so many friends I can't imagine my life without. And
Hmm.
I'm like, I would have never met these people if I didn't decide to open my camera and stream video games
Right? Yeah.
and like take a chance on myself and my
Hmm.
opportunity to be creative because
Exactly.
it costs $0, but a lot
Hmm.
of time and effort. And,
Hmm.
we might not see a lot out of this, like financially or physically,
Mm-hmm.
but we gain something from it in here
In
and
here,
with each
yeah.
other, you
It's
know?
fulfilling to our lives.
It's
Yeah.
fulfilling, exactly.
I love that.
So, yeah.
Number 5.
Number
The
5.
last reward. Reconciliation. Yes. So this could be reconciling with, the example it gives is a love interest for some reason.
Oh.
Reconciling with a love interest, reconciling with a loved one, a family member, or reconciling with yourself. Mhm.
Mm.
So the first thing I think of is Luke and Darth Vader at the end of the last one,
Yeah,
number
of
6.
the last one.
Number 6, fake Star Wars fan, can't remember his name. I don't remember his first name. Return of the Jedi. Yeah, yes, Return of the Jedi. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He, takes his little helmet off and he's all musky and gray, and he's like, "I turn to the light side," and they get to have like their final reconciliation moment.
So
And I think it's
sweet.
really sweet. Yeah.
So sweet. And then his
Mhm.
ghost is Anakin.
Yeah. So that's
So
like, so
cute.
that's a media example of reconciliation. I think an example in one's personal life would be like reconnecting with like a family member that they haven't talked to in a while, or like making peace with a breakup or something like that.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? I'm working on it. Or reconciling like with yourself. You're like, oh, I've been going through this struggle for a really long time, but I'm finally gonna accept peace in my life, and I'm gonna do what I need to do to make it right. Hmm.
Yeah. So, like, you know, earlier in, I think it was step 3,
Hmm.
we're looking at those wounds and
Yeah.
we're healing those wounds. And
Hmm.
now what are we doing with those healed wounds? Are
Yeah.
we going to forgive how we got them or who put them there, whether it was ourselves and other
Hmm.
people, or, it's kind of like, now that you are healing or you are healed from these wounds, what are you going to do with that? That
Yeah.
the reconciliation is what you are doing with that,
Hmm.
whether it's something to benefit yourself or reconnecting or,
Hmm.
forgiving or letting go. Like, those
Yeah.
are all examples of reconciliation.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are the 5 types of rewards, according to this specific website, according to screencraft.org.
Website.
Thank you, screencraft.org.
Thank
But
you.
yeah, those are the 5 kinds of rewards that we went through this whole journey, this whole hero's
Mm-hmm.
journey. And even if you're not at the end yet, these are the things that you can look forward to on your hero's journey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Things are looking
And
up.
things are looking up. Yeah. And it's like, it kind of gives you some perspective too, to like, not only just to look forward to it, but think
Hmm.
about how things happening in your life, oh, what can I learn from this to turn this bad situation into a positive
Hmm.
situation?
Yeah.
Looking for these rewards are a good way to help shift your perspective and your mindset.
Hmm.
Because, instead of being like, oh, in hindsight, maybe I shouldn't have done that thing. In the moment of doing something, you can be like, okay, what is this situation supposed to teach me? What is the lesson here?
Yeah.
And what can I do to take, positive action towards whatever I'm struggling with right now?
Hmm.
And that's also kind of where like the cycle comes in, because once you're, kind of recognizing or using these rewards in your ordinary life, they
Hmm.
become almost like a habit. You start developing better behavior patterns and
Yeah.
better
Hmm.
mindsets overall. And then you'll start to have different sorts of, problems that are unlike the ones you've had before, because you've already solved those. You've
Yeah.
already faced them. They
Hmm.
affect you less now because you know how to get through it. You know what works for you and you know what doesn't.
Yeah. So like the
So,
hero's journey is a circle, but you're not starting from the beginning every single time. It's like
mm-hmm.
instead of just like a
It's an
circle,
infinite
it's more like
spring.
a spring. Yeah, yeah. So you're like you finish this circle and then you jump to a new one and then you jump to a new
Yeah.
one. And they all build on each other and you keep the knowledge, you keep the rewards that you've been gathering all along the way. And
Mm-hmm.
it goes on forever because I mean nobody's gonna be problem solved in their 20s. Like we don't go on one quest and that's it. It's a long series of quests.
Yeah. The quests are endless.
The quests are endless, and so is this podcast.
Yeah, we will live on forever.
Forever.
Speaking of quests, I went on one yesterday.
Yes, tell us about your quest.
I have never been. So my family used to, shout out to my family, all 100 of you.
Hey, family.
My abnormally large family. Um we used to go apple picking every year together, and I haven't gone apple picking since, and I miss it so much. But my uncle, shout out to my Uncle Redacted, who listens to this podcast.
We love you, Uncle Redacted.
Uncle Redacted and his family went berry picking because it's getting to the end of strawberry season and more into like blackberries and peaches and stuff like that. But they went berry picking, and they sent some really cute photos of like them picking strawberries as a family. And I was like, oh my God, I never thought of going picking for anything but apples. So I looked at the closest berry picking place, and I woke up yesterday and went out with a couple people, and we went berry picking. And now I have a bunch of fresh strawberries in my fridge. It was so fun. I saw some beautiful butterflies. It was fun picking, like, I don't know, just the idea of like picking my own fresh food is so exciting.
Yeah.
And then I tried some like fresh lemonade, and I got some, what did I buy? Like fresh honey.
Oh,
like all of like jarred in a mason jar, and it was so good. It was just a couple hours of a little adventure, and it was so fun and so worth it. And I came home, I rested, I showered, and I went to work, and it was just like a little intermission in the morning.
Oh, that's so precious. I love that. That's so good. And you gotta like spend that time for yourself before you went to work. Yeah.
And it was
so
fun.
Cute. I love it.
It was definitely hot, which is why I'm like a little red. Like, because my sunburn just started settling, and then I was in the sun
I
with
need
like
a new one. Yeah.
Actually, let's get another.
Need a new burn.
Obviously, I didn't learn my lesson.
No.
The elixir was not working, so I need a.
I need to drink knowledge on that quest.
Did not gain knowledge. Must roll for. Must roll for knowledge. But yeah, so it was really fun, a little spontaneous. It felt nice, and it didn't take long, and I didn't really have to like associate with people because I was going to work, so I didn't want to like socialize and then socialize. So
that's fair.
It was nice.
Spend time by yourself
spend time outside. Me and the berries.
Even the berries, just chilling, just vibing. I love
it. Oh, and the fresh strawberries tasted so good.
I bet. Yeah, I'm kind of jealous.
And now I could say I've gone berry picking.
Okay, wait. Imagine a smash with strawberries in it.
Wait.
Imagine yield smash with strawberries.
Yield smash with strawberries.
Yeah. That sounds so good.
That might be so good because the strawberries would complement the orange.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do that right after.
All right, I'm going to the store.
I gotta go to the store tonight.
I gotta go to the store. Crazy.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Yummy.
Well, those are your rewards. And side quests.
Those are your rewards.
And side quests.
Well, okay, so let's see. We'll do a little recap because we're getting to the end. And next week we will probably reiterate some more of this cycle idea, but we are slowly but surely coming to the end of our season. Just a couple more weeks of the podcast before Maggie and I take a break to catch up on ourselves and make sure we don't get burnt out and all this other stuff. So the next few weeks are going to be full and exciting. So be sure you tune in. And our second season coming, after our little break is going to be even more exciting with bigger and better things. We are planning so much. Yeah. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So we have come to pretty much the end of the hero's journey with this reward. We are a journey, and the idea of an adventure is always a cycle. There is always something new around the corner. When one door closes, another door opens, and that is the nature of life. The nature of life is change, essentially. So with these journeys that we're all going on individually, but these quests that we can share as a community, I hope that you remember, despite all the changes, we are a magical family and we are always
Yeah.
here together doing these quests and learning and changing and growing together.
Yeah.
And I think, what's our quest for this week, Maggie?
So, our side quest for this week is we've been talking a lot about rewards. And like I said, not everyone at this point listening in the podcast is going to be at the end of their hero's journey. All journeys take a different amount of time, and all side quests happen at different intervals. And you might be in the middle, you might be at the end. But I feel like everyone kind of has a side quest every single day. They have one thing that they want to do, and then you have a little to-do list, and they check it off. So
Mm-hmm.
my side quest for this week, or our side quest for this week, I would say it was to look for a reward and reward yourself this week.
Yeah.
Because I feel like everyone has something that they're trying to do throughout the week. And if you don't find something to do, maybe do one of our side quests in the past that you haven't done yet,
Mm-hmm.
and really reward yourself for it. Give yourself something and
Yeah.
say, you know what, I did that and I'm proud of myself. So get yourself a sweet treat or just, reflect, journal about the knowledge, the experience that you've gained through that, and just take time and be proud of yourself.
Yeah.
Because we've all come so far on this journey, and every day
Really,
we're
honestly,
learning so much.
truly.
Yeah.
I remember when I went to my first therapy session,
Hmm.
I was there in her office for like
Hmm.
2.5 hours almost,
Yeah.
crying my eyes out.
Of course.
And then you know what I did? I
What?
rewarded myself with a drink, a
Nice.
coffee. I got
Nice.
myself a
I
nice
deserve that.
coffee
Yeah.
and I made a TikTok and I was like,
Hmm.
it's like a reward
It's
because
gonna be
it
rewarded.
was. I went to
Yeah.
therapy, I put
Hmm.
in the work and I
Hmm.
did it and I deserved that reward.
Yeah.
And another example would be when I moved. After moving, I saved up money, I paid some of my bills, I moved all
Hmm.
my stuff and I bought myself a nice little adult purse. Like a
Yes, safety bag.
fancy,
Yeah.
classier purse
Love
that I
it.
can carry around with me.
Yeah.
And it was like a reward for
Hmm.
doing all the hard work that I had done.
Yeah.
So,
I love that.
make sure you take
Hmm.
the time to do the hard work and put in the effort, but also reward yourself.
Reward yourself. Yeah.
Reward yourself.
Be proud of the things you accomplish every single day. Because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to me, getting through a day sometimes is a challenge enough. So
Yeah.
if I can get through work most days and have a positive attitude by 6 p.m., I'll be like, oh, I need a little sweet treat on the way
Like,
home.
I need
I
a
was
little.
I wasn't evil at work today like I could have been.
I was a good person today.
I had every excuse to be miserable at work today, and I wasn't. So I
Yeah.
deserve a treat for that.
And yes, you
Just
do.
like the smallest things. Look for those this week. Whatever you can
Yeah.
find. Just be like, I'm very proud of myself for doing that, and then reward yourself for it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I feel like some people be like participation trophy. Yeah, you
Yeah,
participated. You
I'm
deserve
very proud
a
of you for that.
reward. I am
Yeah,
proud of you.
yeah. I'm sorry, this isn't t-ball. Like,
Like,
so.
yes, you
Mhm,
deserve if all you did today was get up and get a glass of water, I
mhm.
am proud of you. Reward yourself.
Reward yourself. Yeah,
Reward yourself.
with a little nap or something.
A little nappy.
Just a little nap.
Order
Yeah.
that takeout.
Order that takeout, or just take a moment. If you don't want to order takeout, just take a moment and be like, you know what, I'm very proud of myself. I did the best that I could today. I got out of bed, I made
Mm-hmm.
myself a glass of water, and just like smile at yourself in the mirror, give yourself two
Mm-hmm.
big thumbs up, and be like, go you. You're doing your best, and that's all that matters.
Honestly,
Yeah.
truly.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am proud of all of you.
I'm very proud of all of you. We're doing so great in this
We
weird,
are.
weird, wonderful life that we all live.
Crazy, crazy
It is.
nonsense.
It is crazy, crazy nonsense.
But that is your quest
Yeah.
for today. And
Mhm.
on Thursday, we will catch you here. Be here or be
Be
square
here or be
on
square.
YouTube and Spotify when
Yes.
we finally read The Summoner's
The
Tale,
Summoner's
the
Tale.
opposite to the Friar, because I have been
So
waiting.
excited to get this
I am.
drama. Yeah.
I want to know the
I
drama,
know.
and now we can actually talk about it because
Right.
we heard both sides of the story. So
Hmm.
be sure to tune in Thursday
Yep.
for that episode of Nonsense.
Yes. Follow us on all our socials at Questing HR Podcast and Twitter, just Questing Hour. We're on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, Twitter, Reddit, Pinterest, Tumblr. Nice.
All around.
We're all over the place. Share your quests with us at #MyQuestingHour. And we will see you guys Thursday.
Farewell, travelers.
Huzzah!